Michael. I do wire wrap jewelry, photographs, wildlife. And I also have started making hand drums. I do a large array of beadwork. And this year I've added a new product. It's a pouch I learned to make from an Abenaki elder. And he just crossed a week ago. So these are really special for me. Charlie Truell is a great man, so I'm honoring him by carrying on the tradition of making those pouches.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Schenevert. I am a member of the Nulhegan Abenaki. I am here today in beautiful Virgins celebrating Abenaki Heritage Weekend at the Lake Maritime Museum. I'm here doing some storytelling as well as selling and demonstrating my book as a member of the Vermont Abenaki Association. My book here, as I mentioned, I'm selling, is about Asban the raccoon. He is a creature from Abenaki legends. He's a trickster. He has a tendency to, just like real raccoons, attracted to shiny things. He likes to cause mischief and trouble, particularly for his nemesis, the bear, Owasus. The story is about his journey from the northern portion of Vermont up at Lake Champlain, all the way down to the mouth of the river in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, and all the tricks and adventures that he has along the way. Great storybook, geared particularly towards children, probably the 2nd to 6th grade range.
My name is Francine Poitras-Jones, and I'm Nulhegan Abenaki. My native name is Dancing Blue Wolf, so I call this Dancing Blue Wolf Creations. And I want to focus specifically on the paintings because that's what I'm mainly known for. These are actually, this is a moose scapula, and this is the Vermont catamount on it. I paint them in acrylic, and then these smaller ones are deer scapula. I also make the frames for these that are painted on raw hide. And this gentleman here, I call the 19th century chief, and he is wearing the typical chief's coat from that day, and he has the war staff. And this and the other two paintings, which I'll show you in a moment, were at the Mount Kearsarge exhibit last year. And I painted them specifically for that and had to do research on each painting before I was able to complete it. And they had to be approved by actually a board that was in charge of the exhibit. She's wearing 17th century regalia, and she's pounding corn. You can see the wigwam in the back. And back in that day, she wouldn't have been wearing a top, but because this was going into a family museum, I had to put a little something up here. She would have easily have been wearing something like this to carry her baby. So that's why I put that there. This last piece has been mounted on foam board, reproduced and mounted on foam board, and it's actually in a museum in Pennsylvania right now. And this one here is the 18th century couple, and the regalia they're wearing is appropriate for that day. And again, I had to research this. Everything they're wearing is authentic. This is called a chemise, and the Jesuit priests would throw this over the women to cover them because they were considered indecent. And they came down to the ground, and what they learned is they couldn't go out into the woods like that. They'd get caught and everything, so they would actually cut them off, and she would wear a little wool skirt under it. This is her cloak right here, has actually ribbon on it. This is trade wool. And then he's wearing what they call the match coat, which would have no design on it. He's wearing a gorget. They have nose rings, and the only leather they wore in the 18th century was their moccasins, and this is done in the traditional style of the moccasin of the day. So these are the type of things that I enjoy doing, and I appreciate you coming by. Thank you.
So yeah, I think it's, I think we just need to continue working together.
From the Kawasaka and we're on the Council of Chiefs there.
And I'm Amy Hookarian. My mom, Shirley Hook. And
We do rattles and medicine bags, jewelry. There's endless what we do.
I do more contemporary artwork. I have a Bachelor in Fine Arts from the University of Maine in Orono, and I focus in sculpture and painting. So I have a bunch of watercolor paintings, and I also do contemporary jewelry. Mom does more of the, she tries to stay with the more traditional styling, with rattles and everything.
Rawhide in water, and then you put the holes in it, and then you put sand in it to make the shapes. A little bit more than that. That will do.
Aunt Sarah, Woman of the Dawnland by Trudy Ann Parker. Trudy Ann Parker has provided a rare and insightful look into ever-changing Native American experiences in the 1800s. In sharing the little-known customs and cultures of the proud people, Aunt Sarah's story enlightens and inspires both young and old. In her first novel, Trudy Ann Parker has poignantly written and given a heart, a soul, and a voice to the people long silent, the people of the Dawnland.
Kwekwe. I'm Roger Longtoe Sheehan of the Elnu Abenaki, Chief of the Elnu Abenaki. We're here at the Maritime Museum in the 1750s Abenaki/French trading camp. I'm working on a bowl from a burl in a tree. So just pass some time and get something to do. People come by and talk to you a little bit about what we're doing. So that's what I'm kind of working on right now. Snapper's over here. He's our French trader who's canoed down from Quebec, Montreal, down the lake, and he's brought all his little goodies, things that we weren't able to make ourselves, metal objects, brass kettles and knives and tomahawks and spearheads, and he's got a whole slew of things that we would then trade our furs that we've collected over the winter, and so he gets things that he wants and we get things that we need. That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
Okay, welcome. This is our trading center, if you will. I'm coming down probably from Montreal by canoe, and I'm going to bring all these goods that are European made, and I'm going to trade these out with the local Abenaki people. By the time we're representing here, which is about 1750, there's trade's been going on for over 150 years. So these items are well accepted by the native people and things that they want. So I've got some really good high quality Dutch blankets. I've got some really nice brass and a copper kettle. I've got a lot of metal tools back here because blacksmithing still isn't something they're able to do. So I've got hoe blades, and I've got muskrat spears, and I've even got some recycled, if you will, back in the day, brass spear points that came from a kettle, axe blades. I've got knives back there. And over here I've got a variety of goods that are also musket oriented. The French are going to trade musket parts and pieces with the Abenaki people because they know that they're not going to use them against them in battle. So I've got gunpowder, I've got flints, I've got musket tools, I've got musket balls, or lead that you can melt down and make into a musket ball for your own whatever barrel that you need. So lots of different trade goods, and what I'm hoping to get in return are furs. Beaver's my biggest fur need. That goes back to Europe to be made into hats. but I'm going to look for deer skins because they make, when they're tanned, they make a nice supple breeches for riding. No chafing, they move with me, makes it a lot more comfortable. I'm going to look for bear skins because my king is going to issue a bear skin and a wool blanket for the soldiers and the native allies when they go to war. I'm going to look for ermine tails. We may think of the lowly weasel, but in the winter when it becomes the ermine, that little tail is going to be used on royal robes and royal garments. So lots of different furs, lots of different uses. That's what I want to get back in exchange for all the different trade goods.
Hi, I'm Billy Joe Garfield. I also go by Walking Catamount. I am part of the Nulhegan Abenaki tribe here in Vermont. I'm also a member of the Vermont Artists Association. I make regalia, bone breastplates, flute bags. I decorate tomahawks. I make turtle rattles. I've been doing it for about 10 years now. It keeps me busy and I get to work and still be home with my family. I make a ghost rattle out of a seashell and leather. I make different buffalo horn rattles. I started these when my father lost his leg. He wanted to learn to make rattles, so we started them together. And before he passed, we finished up the first rattle. And just trying to keep it going. I make different types of fans. This here is a turkey feather ceremonial smudge fan. I also use the partridge wings as different fans. And the pheasant tail as a fan. And then you can make different hair pieces out of the pheasant tail, different fluff feathers, peacock feathers, leathers. I also make different types of bone chokers. I use all bone and glass beading. I have different bone feather focal points. You can do a 4-row choker. I have some with a agate center focal point with loops, and of course the bone and the glass crow beads. I make different types of crow loop necklaces. Those can go from a 3-strand to a 13-strand, made out of your crow beads, your bone beads, metal beads. You can make different types of armbands. And this is done with your glass crow, your bone spacers, and of course your leather stripping. I can make flute bags, pipe bags, possible bags, medicine bags. I do a little bit of everything.
Billy Joe, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Walking Catamount. Thank you.
Quite, Deb, and Oli Pai on to Indakana. That's our homeland. My name is Bernie Mortz. I'm War Chief of the Nulhegan tribe, Abenakis. We're up in the Northeast Kingdom in the Memphremagog watershed. Today we're here at the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum celebrating our Abenaki heritage with members from all the different recognized tribes. recognized in the state of Vermont. We were fortunate enough to be recognized through the state in the summer of 2010, which is a wonderful thing. It brought all of us together here, and what we're doing now is we're celebrating all our different artists. We have the Abenaki Artists Association here for Vermont artists, and that's what we're all trying to do, share our culture and work on a lot of our crafts. For an example, over here, I'm doing a lot of different rattles. With filling would be our traditional corn, Coasec corn, the different beans we grow, skunk beans, Vermont red cranberry, or true cranberry beans. Some are adorned with deer hide, deer rawhide. This one happens to be coyote fur with coyote teeth. So I try to make them all a little differently. We have a little darker version here, which would be horse with pheasant feathers and little wood burn handle. So try to make a little variety of different things here to share with everybody. I've recently left a lot plain because every once in a while I have a lot of people asking about, boy, I wish I could just dress up my own. So I'll leave plain so people can do their own thing with them and whatever they would like to do. But my specialty is up on the wall. I've been making drums all of my life, and I've come up with a particular style I've really fallen in love with. I use all types of rawhide, but on these here, I call it the ancient style of lacing, where the whole piece of lacing is one piece with the handle and lacing back and forth here, which gives it a better tension all the way around, a little more even sound. So I work with all different types of rawhide: elk, deer, bear, moose, horse. The darker one's a horse. They all have a different voice. That's what we call the sound coming out of them. And so that's traditional for our area here. Not the powwow drums. That's kind of the Western feature that we brought back in the 70s when everything started, the Pan-Indian coming back. And I enjoy kind of a mixed bag of things here. I do replica war clubs, gunstock war clubs. So from the distance, it would resemble the rifle, but in reality, it was a true weapon used way back when. You have to keep the sheaths on for make sure we don't have any accidents here. I do a lot of dream catches, different types of dream catches, to help us all need a little help once in a while trying to sleep, and they catch the bad dreams, and people seem to love them. It's a tradition I've passed down to my grandchildren, who help me make some of them now, so it's an awful lot of fun sharing everything. I do jewelry. I have my hands in a lot of different crafts. Haven't found one that I particularly love this beyond. I love the drums, I guess, the most, but I like to keep busy doing a lot of different crafting items, and it keeps me in good spirits, and I like sharing with people all these crafts and ideas that we have.